I spent most of the day today figuring this out, and I figured nothing like doing a bit of a mock-up to show everybody. You can show this to the client if you so desire, Rick. So don't pay attention, obviously. This would get cut on the actual doors that we're making. But this is 2 3/8. So it's 2 3/8 with the proper centering of the louvers. And this is why this is a situation we run into. You cannot open that one without, even if we beveled this, it would not fully open to 90 degrees like it should. That's the most that it opens. And this one gets stopped right here by the rail on the top. So that is the 2 3/8. And I'll show you the 3 1/2 in 1 second here. And here we have the 3 1/2 inch louvers. So in their closed position, they line up well. This one, no problem. There's just a little corner out of the bottom there. No problem. It will open a full perpendicular 90 degrees. This one here, I'll show you, it still does bind. Binds right on the top rail. So I wanted to show this video before I modify the top rail. So I'm going to put a chamfer in here, and then we're hoping that that's going to clear for the top one. Now, the door next to this door has this rail basically turns into the stile. So that chamfer would have to go along that inner chamfer would have to go along that inner stile rail combo on the arc. So these are the 3 1/2 now, and I've added a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch chamfer. So this one, of course, still opens. This one opens more, and I've allowed just under 1/8 of an inch clearance for the air gap here. So I'm going to try next as a last attempt. If I allow a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch, will we clear? Because this it opens, but not quite 90 degree. Basically, it opens, I'd say that's close to 80, well, probably 70 to 80 degrees, but it doesn't open all the way. And just in case you were wondering, this is back with the 2 3/8 with the chamfer that I've added for the 3 1/2. And we have the same issue with both of them. They both bind. This one opens a little bit more. This one binds quicker, basically. Please let our client know that I've tried really hard to keep it to 2 3/8 to match it, but I don't know whether we have an option at this point. The only option would be is if these ones and a couple on the other door were fixed. So the upper ones, they were fixed, and then the lower ones, as soon as it gets straight or reasonable, whatever ones could be operable would be operable. Preferably, I think we'd like all of them to be operable. That's my desire anyway. So here it is, the 3 1/2 inch louvers with a good 1/8 of an inch gap clearance, which is what will exist between the doors and all the way around. So that could potentially match. This one opens again, no problem, 90 full degrees. This one, I measured it, and it's just under 73 degrees that it would open with that chamfer allowance. Gives it an extra few degrees. But again, I would love to see those doors that are on site to know what trick they used to be able to have them all fully open. I suspect that there is a constant bevel, perhaps, on the stile and or rail of that one. Consistent bevel all the way across is the only way I can see how they would have that allowed to open all the way.